I have one request. Could you please clear your desk for me?
Yes.
You may leave your laptops, but kind of push them off to the side out of the way. So the past couple of weeks, we have been covering probability, and we have been sticking with the theme Six Flags. So we're going to continue today with that theme, and we're going to do a little quick assessment to see how well we have learned everything and kind of connect what we've learned the past couple of weeks. And we are also, I have a little scenario that's connected to the Six Flags. I would like for you guys, for this assignment, just to work in pairs at your desks. And try, it's a little noisy game, so please try your best to stay quiet. Do you mind working with Janae?
Hey, you're my friend.
And do you mind working with Matthew? Matthew, do you mind sitting up here for the...
Not at all.
So, are you ready to eat or... Not really.
Yes, Steve.
Hey.
And you can use the back to
Yeah, so.
write down your answers if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
What's the one?
Is there something that you need? No. Where are you going?
I don't know, I'm just reading paper.
Next time you go, do you mind just raising your hand for me?
Oh.
Next time
Are y'all doing good with the rock, paper, scissors? Oh, okay. I'm gonna give you guys about 5 minutes to do the warm up, please.
We're in pairs playing 18 or something.
Paper, scissors,
It's 1, 2, 3. You're on the third.
You have a partner?
I'm trying to think about that.
Oh gosh.
Alright, we've got a partner for you.
Play the game 18 times. So I can record the game.
How are you guys doing?
We're about to start.
Okay, good.
Okay. I'm due on shoot. Or rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Alright, let's keep the noise down just a little bit, please.
Yes. Pretty much. That's what we're doing.
I think you're supposed to record the way
Yeah. Tally marks. Probably got spent.
Mark the tie. Write down tie. We'll write down tie. Okay, everybody, for the sake of time, let's go ahead and turn back around with your papers and let's go over the warm-up really quickly. So, what was the object of the game? Does anybody know?
To try to learn how to play rock, paper, scissors successfully.
Aside from that, that is correct.
To try to beat your partner in rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, but what are we utilizing mathematically here?
I don't know, it seems like we're forming some kind of experiment.
Exactly. So,
Suck up.
Well, it's like we're trying to see how many times we can play rock, paper, scissors to see who, I guess we're trying to get the information at the end. We're trying to figure out like who won the most, or we're basically trying to get some information from it, I guess.
okay, did anybody do the tree diagram? How many outcomes is in the game?
We didn't get to the tree diagram. We tried to do
Try to get to the 18.
Okay, so as a class right now,
Someone else too busy enjoying the rock, paper, scissors.
so, I'm sorry? Okay, so please explain to the class why you have decided to say 9.
Like Mr. Forte taught us. Yesterday, was it? Last week. Was it last week? We had a weekend.
This is the studio.
Boy, you are tired.
Last week I enjoyed listening to a lot of music. I didn't care about nothing else.
there was three possible outcomes for each person, and there was 2 people, so it's.
You're 6.
Amen. But each person can do 3 different things, so it'd be the multiplication.
You like tennis? I like baseball. Baseball's a really great
So,
game. I mean, who
do
cares?
you all agree? Does anybody think that the answer is not 9?
I do, since it's 18 trials.
We're talking about one game.
Oh, one game.
In one game.
Okay, all right, good. Okay.
Does everybody agree?
I love it.
Well, David is correct. It is 9.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's move on to today's
I
lesson.
don't love basketball stuff.
Okay, so from this past couple weeks, what is probability? Jesse, what is probability?
It would be the number of successful outcomes over the number of possible outcomes.
Okay, that's the formula version. What?
The likelihood that something chance.
There you go. The chance of something happening. Now the formula Jesse just said. How about grab out a piece of paper, or you may write on the back of your warm-up so you can keep hold of them. Write this formula down, because we're going to continue to use this throughout the lesson today. Janae, would you mind reading what the formula says?
P equals favorable outcomes over possible outcomes.
Okay, what does this P stand for, do you think?
Event.
Well, we're looking for the event, but what does the P stand for? Yes.
Probability.
Yes, it is the probability of the event happening. Okay, do we have that? Any questions? All right, let's go jump right into an example. All right, so we're going to find out what is the probability of drawing a green jelly bean. Now remember what we just found out what the formula was. Let's make this a little easier instead of making it a tree diagram or counting on our fingers. So looking at this, how many green jelly beans are there?
6.
Correct. Now how many total jelly beans are there?
18, 20, 25.
Well, count them for me. Count them out loud for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whatever.
You can't, you want to go to the board and do it for me? Will you mind? Please, come on. Go up there and count for me. Please do not write on the board, but you may point with the marker.
Right on the board.
Okay, class, let's help them out. What?
15.
How many are on the board?
I don't know.
18, Eric, thank you.
Oh, it's close.
I didn't give you a chance.
All right, well, tell me what the probability now of drawing a green jelly bean is.
Oh, 18.
So what was the formula? What went on the top?
The ones that want to pick out 6 green beans, 6 green beans.
Okay, so what goes on the bottom?
I was right, 18.
And that was the...
Total number of jelly.
Okay, so we can't leave this like this, correct? This is not in its reduced form. So what would be the reduced form for this? Do you not remember this from the previous unit that we did? How do we reduce fractions? Ashley? Ashley, are you okay?
The previous unit wasn't simplified.
What's the answer? What's the reduced?
2, 6.
Keep going.
1/3.
1/3. Thank you, Janae. Okay, so what does this mean? Can anybody take a stab at that? What does the 1/3 mean? Eric?
It means that if you pick a bunch of times, that a third of the times are going to be the green.
You're going to pick that one green. Does anybody disagree, or do they agree? Everybody agree? So if you did the experiment, 3 times, keep in mind that we're beginning with the same 18 every time, you expect to get 1 green jelly bean. Does everybody understand that? Okay, so what's the probability that all of this is going to happen? So what do you think this represents? 0%, 100%, or 50% that the probability is going to happen? That will definitely happen. 100%? Okay, what about this one? It may or may not. 50%? What about this one? Will not definitely happen. 0%.
But what's happening?
We're out of the events that we're creating in the probability. So could it be, answer this question, could it be 110% probability? If you look at the chart, could it, so it can't be, right? Why? Exactly. Alright, so let's do another example. You want to help me with this?
Sure.
Alright. So in my hands right now, I have all the royal cards from the deck. Okay? I want to know what the probability of drawing a red queen is.
10.
Okay.
Oh,
I only have the royal deck in my hand.
Oh.
So there's
Including
3 diamonds, 3 clubs, 3 spades, and 3 hearts. I'm only doing the royal cards from the deck of 52. So how many total do I have?
Jack, Queen, 12.
12. Okay, so how many red queens are there in this deck?
2.
2.
You're not counting the 10, though.
No, I'm only counting just what is in my hand currently.
Does it also count A's?
Yeah, the ace is
Nope.
included.
KQJ?
I don't have the aces in my hands. So what is the probability?
2 over 12.
2 over 12, but can that be reduced? 1/6. Alright, what about if I just wanted to draw a red card out of this deck? Didn't matter what it was. 1/2. So which one is most likely to occur? Pulling just a red card or pulling just a red queen? Which one will most likely happen? Okay, why? Common sense, but why is it common sense? Yes, so let's think about it as a percentage. So when we're pulling just the red queen, we only have 16.7% that we're going to do that, correct?
I would have a negative 1/6 equaling 16%.
I apologize, that is a dash, just like a bullet.
What's that squiggly, what's that squiggly thing?
It means approximate. If you were to actually do this out in the calculator, this would actually be 16.66666, and it continues on. So I just did an approximation. So to pull just a red card, we have 50%, correct? So just looking at it percentage-wise, we're more likely to draw a red. I'm sorry. Yes, we're more likely to draw a red card over just drawing a red queen, because 50% is greater than 16.7%. Okay, so let's do a really quick recap. Probability is the chance of an event occurring, correct? Do we know this formula? Because we're fixing to do a hands-on activity, and this formula will come in handy. The probability is the value that is always going to be between 0 and 100, correct? If it's less than 50%, it's going to least likely occur. And if it's more than 50%, it's going to most likely occur, correct? Any questions? Okay, now for, yes ma'am.
Can we get materials more done?
No, leave them on here, just yet. Okay, for tomorrow, we'll go into the questions. We'll go into the questions of, why is it that sometimes we might do the experiment, but we don't get the same probability that we calculated? So if we physically did the experiment, it doesn't come up with what we said it was going to be. So we'll go into that tomorrow, and we'll also talk about how come simple probability only works with random games of chance.